Hello Warfighters, war is hell. This is going to be really cool. I'm excited to see if you guys are going to enjoy this because I've never done anything like this before on the channel. This is going to be a total war thematic battle. A lot of cinematics and stuff that are going to be in here. So if you enjoy this, let me know. I'm going to be playing as the Vikings, or the Norse faction, in this game. And in this particular episode, I'm going to be invading Wessex. Now, the army of Wessex is going to be played by my good friend Wolf. And so we honestly have no idea what is going to happen here. This is going to be super, super awesome. Before this, I really hadn't had much experience with Total War at all, let alone going up against other players. Like, Wolf was the first person I'd done any multiplayer battles against. But anyway, so now that he's alerted that I am ashore, he's going to start amassing his army. And since we're not going to be fighting on the beaches, it'll give me an opportunity to amass my army too. We're going to be moving further inland. We're going to find out where his army is. Now, because he's the one who is the defender, he gets the opportunity to choose where we are going to fight at. So he's slowly moving up to the position that he's choosing as I'm trying to rush up as well, hoping to maybe be able to catch him before he's set up. But as you can see, or as you could see up at the top of the map, he is already set up. Looks like he's got a few lines of defense that it's going to be really tough to try and break through. So one of the things that I'm going to try and do for this battle is I'm going to try to have him hit me, potentially counter that. So the way that my line is set up is I've got spearmen up at the front. The idea is that these guys are going to absorb the initial blow if I can get him to attack me. Behind that, I've got some housecarls, guys with big axes, which are going to be really, really good to counter his main attack if that's what he tries to do. And then between them, I have some archers to try and pick off some of the guys as he starts coming my way. So looking at the way that he has things set up, you can see my cav is moving to the left. On my left flank, what is his right flank, he's amassing his cav units. Now, he does have more cav than I do by a factor of 3 to 1. So what I'm going to have to do is not only counter them with my own cav, but I'm also going to have some infantry as well. It really does leave my right flank heavily exposed. I can see he's starting to move some more forces over in that direction, which kind of gets me worried a little bit about how that's going to go. Because I think if he does come around that right side, he has an opportunity, I think, to really split my line. So I do have a benefit, though, of some woodland that is nearby. And here you go. So he's moving farther to the right, where again I have most of my forces are. Maybe it was he saw that I was moving more forces off to my right, and maybe he's kind of moving that way to kind of counter it too. Or it looks like he might be setting up for a straight clash between our two main lines. I'm gonna start moving some more guys into the trees off to what you see as the right of my line, but is really my left flank. As I put some people in there, there's an opportunity that if he does hit my line, that I can come around, swing to the side, and maybe hit him on his flank too. All right, waiting to see how he has things set up. Now, his lines are a lot closer together than my own. My hope is that even with that front line absorbing the blow, there's still going to be plenty of time from the guys behind me to kind of come up to the line too and do a counter charge. Now, it looks like neither of us are really too eager to start our attack. I'm just going to be funneling some more guys over there on the right. I've got some swordsmen at the very back of my line. Those are going to be two of the guys that are going to move into that area. Okay, he's got his general out front. I'm going to start putting up a shield wall to absorb that blow, and that might entice him too to make a push towards me. Now that he knows I'm hunkered down, I'm not looking to move at all. These axemen that I've got in the back, absolutely phenomenal at the attack. Oh, it looks like he's moving away. Okay, so this may not be the position that he wants to be at. Now, I did talk to him while we were doing this, and one of the things that he did mention is he did not like that position because I did have those forces in the trees. So what he's doing is he's falling back now to an area where there is going to be just a wide open field. Nothing or no opportunities for us to really be too sneaky. Obviously, I am in pursuit, but I'm not going to be pursuing him too quickly. He's been able to set up in a better position. You can see no trees really around here that I can hide units in. And so I'm coming right up to his line now. This is one of the cool things about Thrones of Brittania, is when you get your units within close proximity to each other, they start chanting, getting excited, celebrating. And so with this being one of the first times that I played this game, this was something that I thought was pretty cool. All right, so there they are. They're now lined up. I've got more of my spearmen coming up, again, along that front line to absorb any blow. Now, I might have to bring my guys a little bit closer who are farther back, just because with us being this close, it's going to take some time for them, which you can see right here, for them to be able to countercharge. But yeah, these guys are, oh my gosh, this is super cool. And that guy carrying the flag, he's got the mohawk and an epic beard. These guys are sweet. I love this faction. So here's my army now coming up to his. We do have a gentleman's agreement, by the way, that we're not going to attack each other until the other side is ready. Whoever decides to attack first, that's fine. It's just, you know, we got to make sure each other's armies are formed up. So I would not be approaching some random person like this. This is not necessarily the most tactical way to going about doing it, but we're going to have to stay pretty close to one another because this proximity between our armies is a lot smaller. I think I'm going to have to bring my guys up a lot closer just to be able to countercharge a lot quicker should he decide to go first. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put up the shield wall, just inviting him to try and attack. Now, when we are in this close proximity to one another, our armies are going to start chanting, whether they're taunting the other side, inspiring their own guys, being pumped. This is a pretty cool part of Thrones of Brittania. So what we're going to do is we're going to maximize this as well, because both sides are going to have their generals marching up and down the line. So there is Alfred for Wessex, inspiring the troops as he ends up moving between some of the lines that Wolf has set up. On the other side, I'm going to be doing something similar to inspire my troops, especially these guys right here who are going to be in the thick of the battle. So there is my king coming down the line too. And see, this is really, really cool, seeing everybody super pumped about seeing this guy and getting ready to fight the enemy. This is something that up to this point was new to Total War, and we just had to take advantage of it. This was awesome. Okay, so now that we have our parades or our march or inspirational speeches taken care of, we're staring each other down right now. Wolf is going to get Alfred back into position at the back of the line. I'm going to be doing the same thing with my king. And the stare down once again begins. I know we haven't gotten to the battle quite yet, but trust me, it's coming up right here. One of us is going to have to break at some point. And we're both inviting and kind of taunting each other a little bit to start pushing across. Now the question is, see, there I go into that shield wall that I was telling you about, or at least it's coming. There we go. My spearmen are not going to be able to do too much, and like I said, I'm worried about what's going to happen on my left flank. I do have my guys angled back just to have to give them more time to try and come all the way around. I can pull some guys back, hopefully in time too. All right. Looking to see what happens, because I'm not going to be going first. Oh, here we go. Movement. Wolf is attacking. Okay, so I've got my archer starting to shoot. His men have come away from the line, and they're about ready to hit my main line. I'll kind of show you a little bit what my strategy is these guys start to hit the line. They may have the advantage over the spearmen, but once they got that, you can see right behind him, here comes the axeman just charging straight forward. Now the question is how many of these forces is Wolf going to bring to the battle here? You can see he's bringing in a portion of his troops. It looks like his first line to try and attack mine. And since I'm going to be countering with the forces that I have behind him, I do have an opportunity to outnumber him in this engagement. The question is whether he's going to continue to reinforce. Oh, that tree is on fire. That is sweet. Yeah, how many forces he brings up will determine how many that I'll commit as well. You can see I haven't committed all of my troops here, but a significant portion. He's firing at me with flame arrows, which will reduce the morale of any units that are being targeted by those. Looks like we've got some more coming in. All right, so he's got some axe infantry. So same thing, once they hit my line, I'll start to counter. Everything still looks good on this flank. Okay. Here they come. And you can see I've started to commit more forces too. I think I might bring all my forces up at this point to try and take care of these guys. Because if I can commit more troops to this than he can, at least for the time being, unless he brings more in, I'll have the advantage. Now at this point, he's starting to move his cav from his right flank to his left. You can see as he's bringing them behind, this is something that is starting to worry me. Since I do have most of my forces right here that were aimed to counter the cav, I'm gonna have to move them into a different position, but I want to see if he is gonna go all the way back there. Archers doing their job, just hitting anybody that they can. Basically, I am aiming for their archers. Even though that they're getting some hits on me, it looks like they're causing some of their own troops to lose some morale. Okay, so he is going all the way around. You can see those arrows really starting to hit their archers. It's starting to do some damage. Oh, especially with that volley. Now, I may end up winning this engagement against the archers. Since he's focused on my infantry, I'm focused, or my archers are focused on theirs. Should be a matter of just kind of whittling them down a little bit. Now, their lines are breaking, especially on my right flank. I don't want to pursue too much because I don't want to go into his line. It looks like his main line, too, is also in a shield wall. So I'll pull these guys back. If anything, I'll try and start to move down the line. Some of the forces that I had who have just been cleared up, now going to be eyeballing where these cav units are going. You see I have this line, and I'm ready to be able to continue to move should he continue to go around. This will give me a little bit of an advantage because even though his units are faster and more mobile, he does have farther to go. It'll take him longer to kind of circle around. Like if I just stay here, stay close, I should be all right. All right, again, bringing my forces back to the line. Don't want to overextend. Don't want to run into his. Looks like he's starting to fall back. So I'm going to let him go. I'm really going to worry about this cavalry, see where this goes. And I'm moving my cav too to help support the line of infantry that I had. Okay, I think we have this first engagement taken care of. He's going to try and bring some of his forces back. Okay, so his cav isn't going to keep circling around behind me. I wonder how close he's going to keep them to the main body, which is continuing to fall back. All right, it's just the center of the line here. 3 of the 5 units that are within range are starting to break. All right, 2 have moved on or are starting to fall back. There's 3. Okay, so the forces that he has moving back are now going to be his main body. There really isn't too much of a strategic position that is behind us. I mean, there's a hill and there's some trees. Question is whether he's going to push into that area. But with the majority of his force falling back, I'm thinking that anybody else who is fighting me at this point is being sacrificed to buy some time for him to move to a better position. Now, what he's doing And I noticed this after a little bit, is he's forming his units into a large square and setting up in a very strong defensive position. Now, once he gets set up like this, I know that there is no chance whatsoever that he is going to be budging from here. So while I had been on the defensive, I now have to move to being on the attack. So I'm going to be moving my forces in that direction in pursuit of them. And again, I'm going to wait until he gets set up so I can strategize what I'm going to do. Now, while he's getting set up, his cav has moved again, and they're way behind me. Now, he's tying up more units than he has back there. So that's one of the things that he is going for them. Even though he's not attacking me, he's holding up my 2 cav units, and he's also holding up, I think, 6 of my swordsmen. So seeing that the square has been finalized, I have moved up my axemen along 3 sides of the square. I'm not going to try to move in behind him, because if I do that, I'm not going to have anywhere to go. The archers that I have with me, which again, I still have a lot of them, I'm just going to be firing all my ammunition into these guys. I'm aiming at one unit in particular, that is his general. Because if I can take out his general right here, that's going to demoralize his army, and that's going to make things a lot easier for me. So a lot of time is spent right here just waiting for them to expel their ammunition. And then once the archers are finished, then I'm going to start making my attack. I'm also going to take the archers too and just use them as melee units to help protect my general. Even though that I have my cav units right here, I've also got those swordsmen that are also being held back to try and keep the cav units where they are, or the Wessex cav units where they are. I want to make sure that just in case these guys aren't able to hold them, that I've got some guys that are guarding them. So the spearmen, who took a lot of casualties too in that first engagement, they're also going to set up a square around the general. I don't want to do anything that risks me losing him. Now I'm going to go on the attack against the cav units right here for one particular reason. Now since I'm going to be starting my attack here on these guys in a little bit, I'm wondering if he's kind of watching what's happening back here, because if I can attack these guys and eliminate them while I think he's looking elsewhere, that's going to give me a pretty big advantage, and I can commit more forces to this attack. Well, it's all a matter of whether or not those cav units are going to move. I haven't committed my own cav yet. Here we go with the attack. Okay, so this is what I'm hoping will kind of tie him up. Keep his eyes off of those cav units he's got back there. Remember, coming at him from 3 sides. I'm going to have a little bit of my guys in reserves, but I want to commit as much as possible. Since I did take out a significant portion of his troops on that first engagement, I do outnumber him here. That's the one thing that I've got going for me. All right. So the engagement here around his square has started. This is really going to be just a battle of attrition. Ah, dang it, he is moving his cav units. He did notice what I was doing. See, there they are. They're moving. And so I don't want to try and pursue them. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to chase them down. Oh, he's increased the morale of his troops. I'll probably follow suit here in just a little bit. Looking at how things are going, you can see just how much of a manpower advantage that I have. I have boosted my own guys here as well. And it looks like that we're doing some significant damage to him. So this is looking like this is going to be favorable for me. Let's see if we can keep this up. Because he is keeping his general in the middle of that square, or I guess it's not really a square anymore, it's going to take a lot for me to be able to get to him. All right, it is brutal right here. Now, it's really tough to be able to show things very close because of frame issues, but it's just becoming a nightmare. So while things are going well for me, and there's really not much that I can do, and I think Wolf is kind of in the same position right now. I mean, there's a few minor changes that he can make to his line. Oh, we've got the first unit that's starting to break. There's a few things that he could do to his line, or to his square here. But I think he is going to be worried about cav Yep, things are still going pretty well for me here. Okay. That cav is far off. Okay. Swordsmen are falling back. Oh, it looks like he might be trying to make a move towards my general. Or he might be trying to hit the swordsman from the side. Now, if I don't turn and attack him, yep, he's going to get a pretty good bit of damage against my own guys. He's brought 2 of his forces in. Now, that might not necessarily be too bad for me because... yeah, I only lost 3. That is really surprising. Now, as he's falling back, I took out 5 of his cav. So, even though I got flanked, I still won that engagement. My hope was that I could tie up his forces there for the sole purpose of being able to invest more of my guys in there and kind of force him to fight me. All right, fighting's still going on at the square. We keep pushing forward. There's another line that is now being committed. So that should be proof that things are going well for me here, since there's not much in the center that's not currently being engaged. Again, that red line is out of bounds. Remember, that's why I didn't fully encircle him, is because I was worried if I was trying to set guys up there that he might attack him, and I've got no escape. All right, units are retreating. I don't think I've had any of my guys on that line or around the perimeter here start to fall back. I'm going to push more of my guys in now because there's an opening right there in the corner. I might be able to hit some of his forces on their side, which will give me another advantage. All right, so the right side is the side that kind of worries me. I mean, I've got most of my guys engaged there, but they don't have a lot of people behind them. Okay, Cavs coming in yet again. I've got my swordsmen walking. I don't want them to lose a lot of their energy unless it's absolutely needed. I mean, they're in a pretty good position to make a break for it if they need to. And again, my Cav should be in a position to hold up theirs if needed. Oh, I guess one of the things I didn't think of is whether or not they're going to try and link up and hit the guys in my square from behind. If they do that, that will probably slow up the attack. So I have got my guys moving there pretty quickly. Gosh, I really want to see if we can cut them off. I don't think they'll do too much damage if they do get to my guys, because then I'll have a lot of my forces be able to come up on them. It might be something where they, do an attack and fall back. Just a quick charge into the back of my guys' units. I think him seeing my cav coming up, I was going to hit there was a chance that I was going to be able to hit the unit that is now in the front of their column, but groups in the back. Since they've been running for a while, they might be a little tired. So I was able to catch up with him. And as they're falling back, I'm going to get my cav to just hit these guys. Again, hoping that he's going to turn around and commit his forces. If not, well then I may have the advantage here just taking out this one group. Swordsman coming up close behind. Yep, he is pulling his guys back. Oh, dang, I'm losing some of my guys. All right, we're still looking good, though. All right, he lost 7. I lost 1. That was another quick engagement, a little skirmish. I ended up winning. Again, going to move back to protect my general. That boulder that was in the way, one of the downsides is that could have been an opportunity to kind of split us up or make it a little bit difficult. Bringing more guys in. I think it's really just a matter of time before this square ends up breaking. You could just see how brutal it is. Oh, his guys are coming at me again.
Keep running, you cowards!
Oh, he's coming right for my own guys. All right, time to go on the attack. Countercharge them. Okay, they're going to be coming in a line, so since I do have more units focused on them, I should be able to have one unit be able to engage every one of theirs, so there shouldn't be an issue here with keeping these guys pinned down. There's my cav coming in, joining the fight, and this, while we have that square going on, we're going to try and make this a full-fledged engagement. We kind of just have to wait for the outcome. Okay, he's trying to see if he can hit my guys on the flank. But since I had those swordsmen coming up. Okay, through this opening, I'm going to try to get that last body of swordsmen. All right, to take him down. Okay. We'll see how this settles. Knowing the way that Cav goes in this game, infantry seems to have a pretty significant advantage. So with my Cav and infantry, I think I'm in 2 separate engagements right now. Yeah, they're losing decisively.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Combat even, losing decisively. Okay, those guys are gonna withdraw. Oh, I've had 4 of my own units now start to fall off the line. Oh, and their general's able to move around too. Okay. He's been able to separate my forces. Mad props right there. I have to find a way to fill the gap. So what I might do is take the units that I've got that have... I'm going to just try and settle this. Oh, we got his general. Okay, it really is only a matter of time now. Cav's still going well. I can invest a couple more of my swordsmen, I think, in different directions if I need to. Just get that single-handedly. Oh, yeah. They are starting to fall back. So this battle is basically decided at this point. You can see there's really not much beyond them just retreating and falling back. They might make a couple more attempts to hit my line. But this is going to be a Viking victory against Wessex. This was super fun. Again, let me know if you guys enjoyed this battle as we're reaching the close here. And if you like this type of style of a Total War video. If you do, let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe if you want to see more of this, because if I get enough feedback and subscriptions, I'll continue to do it. Also, hit the notification button so you know when other videos end up coming out. If you want to help support me, Patreon is the best way to do that. You'll find that in the description below, as well as the link to the War is Hell Discord. Would love to hear your feedback there as well. All right, that is the last of his forces, so that's going to be it. Thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate it. War is Hell. You don't have to worry, because Warfighters, I got your 6.